Hi everyone. After reading through my PowerPoint, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my experience when I was calling Arizona State University. Just a brief background. So I submitted an inquiry form on Monday, July 11th for information about a certificate program in behavioral health clinical. So with social work and behavioral health, just because I have a little bit of background in the mental health field and I've wanted to go to school for school counseling, but now I just switched over to higher ed. So I was just gaining a little bit more information about integrated behavioral health information. So I ended up calling them back on Thursday, which was yesterday. Today is Friday, and I spent about 30 minutes on the phone with them gaining a little bit of information. So when I called back at first, it was just like an automated system saying that someone was going to be with me sooner or later to assist me. And about a minute went by, and a regular advisor answered their phone, and her name was Gabrielle. And I told her that I put in an inquiry form. So then she went ahead and pulled up my information that I submitted by using my phone number for verification and asked about the program that I submitted the inquiry for, which was the Integrated Behavioral Health Clinical Certificate. So after that, she kind of transferred me to an enrollment advisor. However, she transferred me to an enrollment advisor that was for the master's program. So after talking to Vanessa, she was the enrollment advisor for the master's program. She ended up transferring me to another enrollment advisor for the certificate program. So I guess those two are completely different. So when I was talking to the actual advisor before transferring me to the enrollment advisor, she was just getting information about what online program I was more pertinent about obtaining, information about, if I had access to a computer, if I completed any degrees, and I told her that I completed one from Kent State University, and then she asked me if I was going to be using any military benefits. Afterwards, after all of that was done, then she transferred me to the enrollment advisor. Now, my enrollment advisor's name was Jordan, and she was kind of getting all this information about me. So she was asking me about myself, what my goals were, and what my goals were going to be when I was going to obtain this certificate. And then she was asking me about my roles now, so asking me what job that I was interested in now, and then asked if I had any type of working with diverse populations. And then she also asked me why I was interested in going to Arizona State University. And then she went in and asking me about my education background, and then talked about what are my goals for my education. And then she was talking to me a little bit about how mental health advocacy works. That kind of ties into the Integrated Behavioral Health Clinical Certificate. So after kind of going over a little bit about me, she then went into detail about the Integrated Health Certificate program, and she said that it's kind of gearing towards making it a healthcare team instead of seeing a healthcare provider. So instead of seeing someone different for every service, they want to see more so you have a home base for everything. So it's an innovative program, and it doesn't necessarily make you pass for clinical licensure, though, so she wanted to make that clear for me. So she basically said it's just striving to transform the healthcare system. She said that it was a highly competitive program, so it said that in order for me to even apply, I would need a statement, a letter of intent, a resume, a curriculum vital, and letters of recommendations, and all of that would come with the application process. And so I asked her then about cost for it, and that's what kind of was a little bit much for me. So when I asked her, it was $1,780 per credit hour, and the overall cost for the entire certificate program was going to be $16,170. And in my mind, I was kind of thinking like that's a lot for a certificate program. She told me that the completion time, it was going to be 15 credit hours, which means it was about 5 to 6 classes, and it would take me about 10 to 15 months to complete, depending on if I was just strictly doing that program or also like doing other programs. She said that the certificate is also offered as a doctorate program. It would just need more 4 credit hours for certification. So she told me, I asked her how like advising worked, since I'm normally a person who would do in-person advising. So she just told me that once that I am admitted, then I would be assigned an academic advisor, and then that we would do advising over the phone, and then they would walk you through on the computer of what you would need to do. And they would have an academic plan in place for the whole 10 to 15 months. And then you would complete it at your pace, and then you can have an advising appointment every semester, or you can request one as needed. So it comes right after the academic admissions process. So as soon as you are admitted, then you will be assigned an advisor. So she kind of wanted an estimate rough date of when I was going to be starting, but I kind of was just doing this also for information. So she said if I was interested in starting the certificate for this spring, she said the deadline for all of my information to be completed would be December 15th. So she kind of even told me that I was even on a great track, kind of prepping. She said it's a good time for me to get all my information in and all my stuff in case I had any other questions or any couple run-intos. So after she was done talking with me, she did send me an email, which I will post in my PowerPoint, stating a lot of tuition, covers tuition costs. It talks about the next steps that I need to do. And she also said that she was going to be checking in with me about every 3 weeks just to follow up to see how my classes are going on my end, because I did tell her that I was finishing up a degree. And she will also be checking in to see where I am at with the process of moving forward with ASU. So overall, she was very helpful, and she really wanted to make sure that this program was like the best fit for me. So she was even kind of gearing towards maybe it wasn't the best fit, but I told her my background and told her that of why I was interested in the program. So I think that was really a good job on her part, making sure that it was the best fit for me, because I know sometimes students will put in inquiries and not know anything about the program. So for her to even ask that, because she said, she's like, I'm not sure if this is the right fit for you. So after I then kind of told her why I was interested, she was even more than happy to give me even more information than what I needed. So if you'd like to learn more about the certificate and the emails that she sent me afterwards, just keep clicking on my PowerPoint and you'll find them.